sunken.
Hey team, this is Ripper here. You guys are doing fantastic today. Got a fun video with the Fletcher class destroyers. Yes, you can still have fun in destroyer gameplay in the new Unbreakable line. And man, oh man, can I wait! I cannot wait till they bring tier 10 to this matchmaking, and it's going to be absolutely a blast. But let's talk about destroyer gameplay because we're a destroyer channel. Let's take a look. It can still be fun and have you can have a blast doing it. But as always, before we begin, like, subscribe, button below. Appreciate all the supporters of the channel. If you like what we're doing here, go ahead and smash those buttons on there. Leave a comment, and thanks for stopping by. And appreciate all the support. So let's get right to it. The Tier 9 Fletcher class. We're going to take a look at a bunch of them, actually. We're going to see the Fletcher class destroyers you can see right here, Fletcher basic one. And then we're going to see the gameplay from the USS Black and then the USS Johnston. Now, all Fletcher class destroyers, but all bringing a different flavor to the game. And my gosh, man, this is kind of the gearing line because after the Fletcher is the USS Gearing, and it is a fun line for the destroyers to play, and man, do I really enjoy it. It is a fun match, and man, they are still powerful in today's World of Warships, especially even in the Unbreakable line. And really, you're seeing what you can do here as a destroyer player is, although you may not have all the sexy, secondaries and the armor and the speed or not the speed, I'm sorry, the hit points or the radars and the hydros and all that whatnot and all the sexy cool gimmicks. It really is just basic destroyer gameplay, guns and torpedoes, and that's what you got in the USS Fletcher, and it is still a powerful destroyer in today. And you're going to see how we're going to actually use this and some of the tactics and techniques I'm using here to figure out how can I hold off battleship pushes here with little old me destroyer. And you can see we're literally just pummeling a bunch of what caliber shells are these? These are, well, I believe these are 121s. I don't know what's going on with my computer. Anyways, it is a powerful destroyer to be reckoned with, and man, oh man, are these things super darn powerful right here. And the guns, although they may not be glamorous, they are still, here they are, 127 millimeter, so still 127 millimeter guns. 127 millimeter guns, but they only got 5 barrels of those things, single barrels that are, and we're running away. Yeah, they really, they don't seem like they pack a punch, but oh man, do they start a lot of fires. If you get them direct on the superstructure over and over again at the reload rate, we're getting about 2.3 to 2.8 seconds-ish, which are not bad. You can deal a lot of fire damage and superstructure damage, and it's very nimble, very agile. As you can see, we're maneuvering around smoke. We got that long-lasting American smokes, and then here comes the torpedo damage. These torpedoes pack a wallop. American torpedoes, nothing to be gawked about. Look at that. One kill right there off the bat of Bravo, taking out one John Bar. Splash one, call us out for the kill. And really just being able to hold that flank. Now, look at my team right now. They're all dying on their flank. Okay, great. But as a destroyer player, what I'm trying to do is one spot, but then most importantly, cap and hold the cap so they don't get the points ticking up, at least keeping my team in the game right here. And you're going to see a lot of the pushes back and forth, a lot of the struggle right there. And I really do enjoy, again, why this Unbreakable line is going to replace randoms, because you've got this, I'm not afraid to die, and you actually come back in the game and respawn. My team actually is pushing and coming back and engaging the enemy and actually keeping them, either pushing them back and having a struggle, basically a gunfight, so that we could see who can tug a war, who can actually win the king of the battle here and engage and see, taking over a particular objective or I would say an area or a sector. And that is so enjoyable, I think. And rather than just going in the back of the map and sniping and hope I live and survive, but I want to see blowouts and running away. They're not as fun as engaging as this is. Okay, here we go. We got the other destroyer player coming into our cap, trying to cap, but this is why we're holding this sector, because we want to make sure that they don't have their friendly destroyer take over and torp at free will. And look at the guns on the USS Fletcher, and boom, he goes down. Second kill. 84,000 damage, and then we're running for our lives right here. Smoke is back off a cooldown. We get another two torpedoes. We pop the smoke now, and we're going to engage the Ipiranga here, the Pan-American battleship that has a lot of crazy secondaries. But look, even though he's got a lot of secondaries and armor, it does not stop the USS Fletcher from actually pummeling down a lot of shells, and we're going to start a lot of fires right here. Also notice I'm at quarter speed, so I can drag the smoke out rather than kind of just sitting still and letting the smoke disperse only in one area. I'm actually using quarter speed to actually push forward while giving smoke while staying concealed, kind of like Vampire 2 mentality. Look at that. So at least I'm crawling smoke forward for the amount of time my smoke disperses, so I'm not just dispersing the smoke into one spot. So that's my little technique there. And then of course I'm just going to wait for my smoke firing penalty is pretty low, so I'm going to wait until he gets within a very close range, but he's dead anyways. He didn't make it. Got 132,000 damage now. Now I'm focusing now on the John Bar. Again, look at, we're the only destroyer in the area, and we're literally trying to hold off this entire push by the enemy team here to hold Bravo, because for some dang reason my team at Alpha just cannot seem to get past into them. Now, me being this nuisance over here at Bravo is actually distracting their team to come over here, so that it frees up that Alpha cap over on the west side, frees up an opening so my team can actually push in and have confidence to go in there. So again, look at this, being in the long-lasting American smoke here, over 2 minutes of smoke, and literally look at that, more and more not submarine damage, I mean torpedo damage. And look, now I'm just focusing on the superstructure, and it doesn't seem like a lot here. Single barrel hits right here, one Z, 2Z, 297 after a while, but hey man, over time it is still damage over time. It's a death by 1,000 paper cuts, like I've always heard the expression go. And like I said, this is exactly what you need to be doing as a gunboat DD main, and that's exactly what my playstyle is, and this channel is really enjoyable. And you can see right there the amount of firepower we're dealing out, up to 190,000 damage. See if we can take out this John Bar right here and get him out. And there it is, splash 3. 190,000 damage, and there is still somebody inside this cap. My goodness, and that's exactly why we need the smoke. Oh my gosh. Okay, now we're getting hydro. Now there's the downside of sitting in smoke. The hydro is out there, and some of these ships like the Aegir, the cruisers, have the 5.5 hydro. Some of the Rubrics have 5.5 hydro, so you got to be wary of that. All right, let's speed this up and get back in the game. Now look how fast the Fletcher gets back in the game here. That's what I like about this new Unbreakable line. You get to come back with a boost. You get yourself back in the action, and just using the engine boost of the Fletcher gets you up to about 60 knots. Look at that right there. 60 knot Fletcher is unheard of, but man, well, man, is it fun. All right, we take out the John Bart. Again, we're still pushing the struggle for this this cap over here at Bravo. And now it's our time to come back and flank them again. Again, Lo Yang is in the cap. We got to get rid of him. And the arcs on the USS Fletcher line are pretty horrendous. I mean, they arc a lot for lobbing over islands, but man, it makes aiming a little difficult, but you just got to get used to it. You just got to lead a little more and watch the shells hit, and they pack a wall up on destroyers, I'm telling you. And look at that, 5 guns firing at Lo Yang, but unfortunately he didn't have enough time to kill us in time, and he goes down, splash 4 again. And now we've got turpits coming in at us. Now we launch a nice spread into the turpits right here. We pop our smoke, go quarter speed, so that we spread out and go hidden as well. We go do a little bit of vampire kind of crawling smoke action here. And then we're going to go ahead and pummel as much as we can in the turpits right here. Look at that. I'm telling you, Fletcher is a great class to be just lobbing shells into superstructures and starting a lot of fires. Look at that. Even though we're doing just single barrel action here. Oh, look at that, nice torpedo hits. And we get 2 torpedo hits right there. 14,000 damage with floodings, by the way. And we're going to see if we can lob some more shells into a superstructure, because hopefully he has a flooding going on. You see that smoke steam coming off him? That is basically, he is flooding. And now we're also going to see if we can start a fire and get that double damage, double whammy, so that we can also get more and more passive income damage while still shooting and getting alpha damage. And let's see if he actually is blind firing, because he realized we are a major, major threat to him. And hopefully we kill him right there. Splash 5. We've now taken him out. And look at that. We've secured Bravo. They could not take Bravo from us. And that's exactly what the power of a gunboat DD is, literally just to be that unstoppable force that makes the team so frustrated about pushing in. And now we're just going to sit here and wait until the points cap up. Finally, my team at Alpha was able to capture it, and now we're able to hold Bravo. And man, look at the amount of damage we're doing. 276,000 damage plus there, 5 kills, and we were literally just being the little engine that could and just pummeling everybody into submission. Man, oh man, the USS Fletcher class, absolutely powerful, and man, it never gives up. It is literally the workhorse of the USS Navy. And man, oh man, what a great line to play. I definitely encourage you guys to grind it out. It is still fun. I think destroyers have a place in Unbreakable line. As you can see right here, just based on the tactics and the gameplay, you can become a very, very annoying nuisance and something to be a force to be reckoned with, and absolutely devastating on the battlefield right there. And look at that. Aegir has to slam on his brakes to avoid those torpedo salvos. Should have did one for short. And unfortunately, he is unable to kill us right here. Hopefully, we can get some more damage on him. He's almost dead. Only 11,000 more damage. Let's see if we can get some more super. Look at it. There's a fire right there. Come on, team. We're taking on 1, 2, 3 battleships, right? Or 3 ships total. 1 cruiser, 2 battleships here. And, oh, man, we survived that salvo. Oh, we go down. Not after we take out the Jaeger right there. And splash 6. 311,000 damage in the destroyer and unbreakable right there. And there we go. Oh, my gosh. They actually stopped the points going up. And now we got the kill that secured our win right there. But not after we're literally holding off the entire armada, the Persian army, by the 300, the very few at Bravo. Pretty dang awesome. Look at the stats on this thing, man. I'm telling you, very shocked and surprised to see a Tier 9 Fletcher do this kind of a damage and to hold. And guess what? Yet, number 1 in the team. Look at that, in a destroyer. You would think the battleships would be, but man, oh man, you can have fun in a destroyer. Look at that, 120,000 torpedo damage, 131 of the guns and fires. Very powerful. Potential damage, well, you are classified annoying, 1.1 right there. Spotting damage, capping damage. Look at that. Even the capping damage is incredible. So, yeah, definitely taking heed. The destroyer gameplay is still crucial in, Unbreakable Line. You may think that it's all about battleships and secondaries, but actually, no, it is also about the destroyer player. Let's take a look at another video with the USS Black. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. USS Black coming at you, another version of the kind of a Fletcher class destroyer. However, this one is slightly different in the fact that it has radar and smoke. Man, one of the most broken combinations out there in the game, where having the ability to just smoke up and just radar anybody in that smoke and be able to take unpowerful precedent levels of damage on a destroyer, almost like unmatched gameplay, because it's just not fair for another destroyer if they don't have radar and smoke. And you can pretty much just farm to your heart's content. Very awesome. I believe, I forgot how we get these things. It was a premium thing. I think it came in the Black Friday containers, and I think they were back in the day. It was available for maybe money or doubloons or something. I cannot remember, but I got this based on when they do the event for the Black Friday sale, and when they have it, I just put out the money and go get it. And figure out how to get it. It's definitely worth it. I'd really encourage you guys, if you ever get a chance to get USS Black, if you are a DD main, absolutely got to have this thing. It's smoke, it's got radar, it's got the torpedoes that are American torpedoes. However, they are literally sea mines. They go only about 45 knots. They're still undetectable, still a 7.4 reaction time for some dang reason. And the range is 13.7. What an odd number to pick. 13.7 range. But yeah, man, they are freaking powerful. Look at that. Sea mines going out way in the distance there, and they're just constantly going. They come up on you, and you don't realize, and you get a torpedo hit. And it's like, that's 17,000 damage you can't get back. It's just ridiculous, okay? All right, there it is. First battleship goes down. Musashi goes down, and you're really seeing just the same action as similar to the USS Fletcher, where you really are 5 guns of single barrel 127 millimeters, and they got great. The lob arcs are pretty horrendous, but you're lobbing over things, large items, right? And you can pretty much sit here and just hold in the center here and just lob shells over islands, over structures, or just literally just open water gunboat. And you have the smoke as a backup, a hip pocket defense item if you need it. And really, like I said, it's just nonstop firing. The reload rate is great. I love this reload, about 2.8 seconds, which is very comfortable to do. And you can see we're just going to hold our own right here. I figure if I hold the center, I can actually contest both caps if I need to get back and forth. I can also egress the area if I need to and hide behind an island. I've got the sea mines that provide kind of this wall of death that comes out at you at a slow turtle's pace. We're spotted right here, so we're outside of hydro range slightly there, and we might get radar by the Santander, so we're there to, oh, no, never mind, we're hydroed by somebody, by the Jaeger, that's right. No, wait, somebody else has hydro. I think, wait, Jaeger has, what, 6 kilometer hydro, I believe? Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so it does have 6 kilometer hydro. All right, anyways, yeah, we're basically hydros. We got to reverse back into the island cover here, and we are taking massive hits. We got the torpedo. Here come the sea mines again. Look at that. They are coming out, and they're going to crawl at a snail's pace. Look how slow they are after you see Holland torpedoes come out. Now, you see in those things, those come out very slow, like a crawl's pace, snail's pace, right? Meanwhile, we take out the Jaeger finally hits. By taking out the Jaeger, they lose all of their hydro. Now we got the Santander, which also has their 9 kilometer radar, but we got to get him out first. So let's see if we can kind of hit him. We're getting a little bit of non-pins on his side armor belt there, so we're going to have to aim a little higher and get that superstructure damage, and he goes down as well. So the guns are not as great for heavier armor targets. Obviously, we're really there to start fires and detest other destroyers, but again, the USS Fletcher line, very powerful. Great reload for the guns. For what it needs to do, 5 guns is just fine. especially at tier 9 and tier 8. You get a look at 1100 damage right there just for this, and then kind of something, just enjoy this right here. I just find something therapeutic about shooting a superstructure of a main battleship here and just farming damage. Something really is therapeutic about seeing the numbers tick up, and you guys let me know, what do you think about it? Is this something about that is addictive? Or just seeing points tick up when you click on something? I don't know. Maybe it's some kind of a weird nostalgia, whatever the term is. I don't know. It's just something very, very awe-inspiring. Maybe like ASMR, where you hear the sounds over and over again. Now, here we go. Look at that nice damage. I would try practicing on trying to start fires all over the battleship, but I don't have time. Oh, my goodness. We also have the Palomino. YOLO Milio. He's just running in and torping the crap. We need to stop this guy, but guess what? We've got radar. That's right. Palomino is not susceptible to just getting away scot-free, because we've got the 7.5 kilometer radar, which is very fantastic. It lasts a long time if you build for it on the USS Black. Very, very strong. You can see that we're getting the nice damage just required. Man, the Palomino is also power for tier 9. It's got so much health points and armor. It is really difficult to kill, I've noticed, for a little destroyer like me. All right, here we go. So we got the Palomino at least taken out. Now we're going to go ahead for the Palmer, which is making a comeback in this mode. The tier 9 battleship for the German line. It's got great secondaries, 12 sets of guns, very powerful. So I think it's going to make a great comeback into this battle mode, and maybe a lot more people will start buying it. And he's pretty much running out of cap. Man, we are getting a massive enemy push at Alpha right here, and they're also slowly coming back to Bravo. So let's see if we can keep holding the center point. We have literally held the center point here for over half the amount of time. So let's see if we can keep it going, the streak going. We haven't died yet. Over 108,000 damage. We've only got 4 fires. I do believe we can start more fires. We just need to get more and more time on these targets, and I guess a lot of guys are running fire prevention. So, yeah, that might be part of the problem right there. So it reduces their fire damage and limits their fires to 3 rather than 4. And again, I know I learned about it. You can tell by looking at their main superstructure. If they get one big fire, they have fire protection, fire prevention. If you get one back here and one in forward of the superstructure, 2 basically on the superstructure, they don't have fire protection. So it's something to look out for. All right, we got Palmer pushing in right here. Looks like we got our torpedoes back on cooldown. Not after we kill the North Carolina here. Let's keep the fire going. Get him out of the game. One less battleship to deal with. Come on, baby. Let's get it. He's almost dead. There it is. Splash 1. First kill of the day. We're going to go ahead and lead behind the Palmer, because I bet he's going to turn and slow down, right? So I'm just trying to lead right behind him. Yep, there he is. He's slowing down. Man, I should have let him a little bit further back. I only get 3, which is a lot. That's still half his health pool right there. And he slams on the brakes, and it only takes 1 more. He could have taken the full brunt if I just led him more to the left. And you notice that's the tactic there. You see a lot of battleships will slam on the brakes and turn in. You might as well lead into that turn. So that's something to think about. I should have led him inside the turn a little bit more. All right, back in the action right here. We are now shooting Santander. They have all the caps now. We have literally 3 minutes left in the game, and we have to secure about 140 points. So we're going to have to literally just slam jam and just hard push into YOLO, into Alpha. Might as well. We don't have enough time to actually sit around and mess around. So let's keep on firing. All right, Santander's now engaged on us right now. We're going to go ahead and use our speed to push right by his shells. A little lofty right there. All right, he fired another salvo. Hopefully that doesn't hurt too much. And ouch. Yeah, 3,000 off. Oh, we got to focus on the Palomino. YOLO Mill, get him out so he doesn't take out another ship. He goes down. And now we're taking Alpha now. Now their team is all clumped up at the middle section of Alpha Bravo, which is a dangerous position to be in, because now they're going to get focus fired and channelized in. Meanwhile, their buddies are still trying to push into Alpha here. And look at that. We are getting a nice full broadside of the Santander. Not after we try to kill him. Now, he's got that super heal. If he gets that funny button, he can bring back his heal. So let's see if we can help out our team. Any kind of help we can do for aid to our team to get rid of a ship is going to be crucial. That's why as a destroyer player, your head has to be on a swivel and figure out, hey, who is the next guy to die right there? And look at that. Coming back with a glory. We only got 2 minutes left. And we've got the Palmer and North Carolina. We're going to launch a spread into the Carolina. He's probably the weakest of the bunch. We pop our smoke. We lose one of our Seattles there. And let's see if we can take out and hold as long as we can. Holy crap there. They just literally got a big boost and on points. They're at 990 right now. And my gosh, can we win? No, we win. Oh, actually, I forgot. We were flipped. Look at that. We won literally by hair. And we win the game. by basically a kill. Good job on our team right there. That's all you got to do, really, in a good destroyer player is to hold a position and just keep the enemy at bay. Even though we didn't do too many kills, over 200,000 damage. And again, my gosh, the USS Black, pretty awesome. Top 2 in the team right there, doing a lot of damage. Just holding your own, holding and just standing firm and just saying, thou shalt not pass. All right, let's take a look at another destroyer that was really rare to see, and it's the USS Johnston of the Fletcher class. So let's take a look at that. All right, one last look at another USS Fletcher kind of style destroyer, which is USS Johnston. Man, this is a rare ship. If you don't know, USS Johnston was available for, I believe, a lot of, again, kind of like the Valparaiso and the Suzuma crate thing, where they basically a FOMO event where you got to buy the crates in order to get using doubloons, whatever. And I admit I had to do it, because this is something I was really looking forward to, is kind of a gunboat destroyer as a Godidi main channel. I mean, I had to do it, but using the channel's funds to purchase it. Hindsight, TLDR, I would not recommend spending that amount of money on a Tier 9 destroyer. Really, I don't see USS Johnston's played as much often anymore. And again, it was a rare thing. It was a FOMO event. I do enjoy it for me personally, having done the channel, having done the review on it, and really just for what it is. It's just, yeah, definitely, it's kind of a collection in my personal opinion, and it's fun. It's still fun to play. The gimmick is really the burst fire with sap. As you can see right here, we have sap shells that do horrendous amounts of damage on 127mm guns. They're still Fletcher guns, but you get 5 of them, and you get the burst fire, which gives you 3 salvos. So they did the review and the math about it. It basically behooves you to keep it on at all times, because the reload time is only 7.5 seconds. So you kind of get it back faster than if you just turned it off and fired a 3.8 second gun. If they said that based on the math, it just works out better just to keep burst firing over and over again rather than just holding left mouse button. You gotta get the same, effect anyways. It's just better to get all the salvos right off the bat, up front, up close and personal immediately. So that's kind of what you do right there. And again, it just still plays like a normal USS Fletcher. Got the smoke, got the engine booms. That's pretty much it. Just the sap and the burst fire. Let's see how it does against Tier 9 level and Tier 8 level of gameplay here. So you see we're capping right off the bat, taking the center point, and that's probably a strong suit. And, ooh, Z44, and this, look at what we're going to do here. Right there, there's the burst fire. You can see all sap guns firing. And man, oh man, does it pack a wallop right there. We took off half his damage, so kind of broken. I mean, yeah, what do you do to defend against it? I mean, you literally are caught in the middle of that gunfire. Now, the HE is nothing to gawk at as well. You're going to see later on, firing HE in this thing is also so freaking powerful. I should have fired HE right there, but I just wanted to shoot the sap one more time. He goes down, Z44 out of the game right there. Splash 1, first kill of the day. Look at that, the powerful ability of sap. Yeah, that burst fire gimmick, man, it is freaking powerful at Tier 9. So, all right, let's see how we're going to do. Look at it. Here's the HE. I wanted to see what the HE can do, if it can really pack a wall. And it does. It does a lot of damage for, being HE shells. Even though you have sap, it does do a lot of fair amount of damage, and also starts a great deal of fires. Look at there's that first fire right there. And it's something about the burst fire and the Johnston. I don't know what it is about the HE, but it is still freaking powerful. Even though we have sap. I mean, it's almost like you have the nuclear weapon next to you and you have a gun. I mean, it's like, which one do you want to pick? Well, I want to pick the sap all the time, but you can't, forget about the HE. It is still a powerful gimmick. All right, Garanigan right here, which is basically a freeze limb, Tier 9. We're going to do a video about that. That is also a powerful destroyer in today's World of Warships at this unbreakable line. It's got the 5-kilometer hydro, what makes it smoke farming very great, because most of the engagements are so dang close. You want to keep it in pretty tight, and having that 5-kilometer hydro helps out a lot. Okay, we are getting rushed by Carl, Johan, and Palmer here. We might have to YOLO this one with the torpedo rush, because we are getting focus fired, and we got caught in the open and with hydro. So there's the first set right there. Can I get another one? Oh, we don't get it off. And we got one salvo only. Man, if I had gotten one more, I think that would have been the end of this. These two right here. Do I get it? Come on. We get 4 hits. Look at that. Nice. Now up to 96,000 damage right there, and we are back in the game. All right, we did as much as we could pain-wise, and those battleships went down. Thank goodness for our torpedoes that helped out a little bit. And now we're going into the center here at Bravo, and there's the burst fire from downtown long range, which is only 7.5 kilometers, but they are so lofty. You really do have to lead these destroyers a lot, especially with these horrendous arc angles. And let's take a look. But like I said, these sap shells do so much damage, and man, oh man, If you can get them on target, especially with the burst fire right there, they do a wallop, and it's very deadly up to go against. I mean, I've played against the Johnston, and then, man, it is very, very annoying and difficult to just, get. All you can do is turn away and run away and angle because there's so much firepower being placed on you at tier 9 and tier 8. You don't have enough heals or time to really disengage, so really, or fight even. So trying to take on a Johnston is, like I said, fairly difficult unless you have support because, man, you cannot outgun or DPM the burst fire in your kind of tier 9 destroyer. So anyways, we're going to see we push. Oh, we got a nice pusher going on right here. Look at that teamwork right here. We got a bunch of guys working together, moving into Bravo. We got to get this Groningen out right there in the center of that smoke. Otherwise, he's going to farm the crap out of us. And I believe he's still low health. He's still in here somewhere. So we're going to go ahead and rush him. Even though he's got 5-kilometer hydro, maybe we can just deter and keep him off the cap. And he gets taken down by torpedoes. Way to go, Mogador right there. All right, it's time to basically smoke up and start farming damage here and just hold the fort as long as we can. This is almost like literally Lord of the Rings at the tower, the Tale of Two Towers here. We're just going to hold our position and just wait for the horde to come at us and just see if we can survive the onslaught right here. Oh, Helm's Deep. That's the name of it was. Yeah, we're going to defend Helm's Deep right here. It basically kind of looks like a 2-tower, 2 areas, 2 cap circles. So we're defending Helm's Deep right here, ladies and gents. So we're just waiting for the battleship to push in, and we'll see how long we can last here to the very end, to the bitter end. And that's why I like this so much. It's almost like, something like zombie mode. You're just defending against a zombie horde of ships. Still haven't popped our smoke yet. We're just going to wait and see how much damage we can put and make this last as long as possible. Notice he is flooding now. Now he's firing at us. Again, the destroyer has a lot of usefulness by just drawing fire, being that decoy, and also being this kind of little sentry gun that's sitting in smoke, and then dishing out a bunch of torpedoes that the enemy has to maneuver. And then by maneuvering, the enemy has to slow down and sacrifice speed in order to angle, in order to dodge. And yeah, it's something that is very, very crucial to have. Okay, look at all this, the HE shells. I'm telling you, these HE shells, I mean, you don't have to use SAP all the time. These HE shells in the burst fire mode, man, do they really work a number? Man, look at that. Yeah, everybody's firing at us again. Oh, we got the Pommern over here now. Okay, let's see if we can get started another fire on this guy. The burst fires, I mean, it helps out with starting a lot of fires. Really, really awesome, very fun. And then when he gets close, you can switch to sap shells and shoot the bow because the bow is very weak. I think the sap shells pen about, what, 36 millimeter armor. So I know his nose is not 36 mil. So maybe we can take the Pommern. Wait, actually, I forgot. Is this bow like 50 mil plating? No, I think it's 32. Let's take a look. Let's switch it to sap shells, and after this burst fire, we'll switch the sap shell and maybe fire at his nose. All right, switching to sap here. Let's fire at his nose and see what kind of damage we can get. Look at that, 4,000, 1,000. We take him out, so I guess it wasn't as heavy armored as I thought it was. That was 50 mil bow. I mean, that's it. You can need to have a PhD in this game to know every single aspect of the game, but 36 mil pin armor was just enough to get it. And now we got Z44, which is not going to be able to survive a sap volley right there, right off the bat. And then we win. We hold the fort right there. Look at that power of USS Johnston. 2 kills, 161,000 damage, and just by holding one little sector, one little spot, you can deal a lot of power damage. And I'm telling you, the gunboat DD main is still alive in this mode. All right, let's see how we did. Number 1 in the team just by holding and doing a lot of damage. I'm telling you, the destroyer, you can outdo a lot of the other players if you play it correctly and just do your job, which is capture points, spot, tank damage, torpedo, start fires, shoot at superstructures, and just blast and hold the enemy advance as always while killing other destroyers. That, as always, build will be at the end of the video. If you like what we're doing here, like, subscribe, button below. Appreciate all the supporters of the channel. We can't thank you guys enough. If you see me out there, make sure you say hello. And until next time, you guys stay safe, and we'll talk to you soon. Cheers.